Good morning, everyone. Today we're checking out a brand new video from Popcross Studios, Waru's Breaking Point, Trismegistus Academy, episode 18, Story and Art. From, of course, Popcross Studios, which I probably already said. Sorry, it's early, so my brain is not in full capacity right now. But all in all, let's hop in and see how Waru finally breaks his point. Oh, that was kind of bad.
Previously on the Trismegistus Academy, the Mavericks of Tahe thought they were going to...
Last time, Waru was finally able to figure out how to use two of his powers at once, because he finally had emotional growth and even got approval from Yorick. So, I think Waru is finally going to get all three. He's going to become a true powerhouse.
To a combat tournament with 7 of Eloise Ludum's students at the Ludum Academy for Fearsome Fighters.
Yeah, the Laugh Academy.
Instead, arrived in Ludum's dimension to find she had constructed a new death arena to trap them in. She even invited the Archon demons to watch the battle unfold between the Mavericks, her own students, the monstrous laughing Littles she'd scattered around the arenas, and...
You know, I'm actually curious, why he chose those three? He chose Parallax because, well, he's kind of like the main guy, even if he's not the leader. Well, chose the Kaiju one and the Bug one, and all questionable.
And the final bosses for her students and the Tahe kids. The Mavericks had concocted a plan with a few of the fearsome fighters to get Ludum out of her dimension, weakening her and finally defeat her for good, but that will be much harder to achieve now. Waru Umarek, one of Ludum's students, a young man reincarnated into this life after dying at the age of 25 in his last life, is one of Ludum's students planning to help take her down, along with Katas, aka Tale Fanimo. She has concealed from most people at the school that, despite looking like a kid, she is the 36-year-old granddaughter of Mithil and Ordis Fanimo, who have quite a famous, heroic, long-lasting reputation for those in the know.
For being a god
Waru had been quite apathetic towards the other kids when he first arrived at Ludum's school. He believes he's been reincarnated into a young adult novel, and had once thought that his last life was more important than this one. But he has slowly come around to caring about his fellow students, and is more driven than ever to take down Ludum. Let's see how he's handling Ludum.
I love how Waru's getting his hell to stand up. He's literally getting his Super Saiyan transformation.
Surprise death arena in the next chapter of the Trismegistus Academy. What's this? Ludum lied about bringing the Tahe kids in for a fair tournament? I am shocked and appalled. But seriously, did anyone think Ludum didn't have something more sinister planned? I mean...
Literally could just be that meme from Futurama for just being like, I'm shocked and appalled. Well, not that shocked.
I didn't know that what she was hiding was this big, but I'm not gonna pretend I'm surprised in the slightest.
Obviously.
Thankfully, there's an advantage to me being pretty confident I've been reincarnated into a young adult novel. I know what tropes to look out for. See, if there's one thing I know about any story revolving around some big plan or heist or whatever, it's that if the audience is told the plan before it goes down, there is zero chance it's going down the way it was supposed to. The amount of time the Tahe kids spent hashing out the plan and sneaking time over the multiverse watch thingies to talk to Katas and me about them, I figured at some point whoever the audience is reading or listening to this got clued in as to what's up.
Yeah,
it wasn't going to work out. But that's why I had my own little side plan in the works, and there is zero chance I'm telling any of you out there what it is. You'll just have to wait and see. I just hope we get to it before that new kid, Alex, makes any big move himself.
Yeah, good luck with that,
We got a new student at the very last minute who, I'm not gonna lie, I think is pretty hilarious, and he's secretly out to get the Archons who are conveniently here watching now. Wouldn't be surprised if Alex actually knew that was gonna happen somehow. Problem is, I genuinely think he could solve a lot of our problems way too easily, and there's no friggin' way that I'm gonna be part of a story where some Deus Ex Machina kid drops in out of nowhere and solves all of our problems for us.
Deus Ex Machina kid. You are literally you are that kid, Waru.
He can do whatever he wants after my plan plays out, but before then, he'd better just chill out. Anyway, when Ludum revealed her little con, I got dragged down into an arena that sort of looks like it's meant to be a scorched earth version of the Trismegistus Academy. There are destroyed ruins all around, stony ground, ash flying about, and some random pools of lava. There's even some floating ruins in the air. Makes sense that Ludum would want some obstacles in the sky, given she chucked me into an arena with another flyer. Since there were 8 Tahe kids pulled into the arena and only 7 of us fearsome fighters, I assumed I'd be put in a 2-on-1 fight, or at least be put up against the fishy Hulk chick. Instead, Katasa and I were shacked up against the Green Lantern angel sort of dude, Zenith, and Niseko. I'm guessing Ludum hoped I'd absolutely smoke Niseko since that kid's the one who tore her arm off. I didn't get why the Zenith kid was here, though. I really thought I'd be up against the Fish Hulk. Zenith looked surprisingly shaken to be in...
Wait. What? Isn't Fish Hulk technically just Abomination? Hold on. Okay, in most of the incarnations, yeah, it does appear that the Abomination is a bit more fish-like, well, as you can see with this guy or this one. Then, of course, you got the one from the Incredible Hulk, which is not very fish. So, yeah, no, Abomination. Yeah, that would have been the key word.
In one of Ludum's arenas. Thought he was supposed to be one of the tougher Tahe kids, but whatever. When the fight started, we were probably all thinking the same thing. We have to make this look good without killing each other. I called in my flight and speed orb. Ludum knew I'd gotten pretty good at using 2 ability orbs at once in classes, but hopefully she'd think I was saving up my energy for later. Luckily, it seemed like she was kinda distracted and paying attention to another arena for a while. We still had to make it look good for the crowd, though. I shot towards Zenith, and he made himself a glowing set of wings to spring up out of my path. Niseko apparently stepped up her weird magic spore powers because she shot a bunch of colorful dust that turned into a big dragonfly thing that grabbed her and started flying her all around too.
Ooh,
I let Katas focus on her. I wondered how long it would take for Ludum to notice that Katas didn't have her Starblade on her. Turns out Katas can make these little white mist daggers that she can throw and teleport to as well, but she couldn't chuck them as far as her Starblade, and they'd fizzle into nothing after a few seconds. Still, she's pretty tough, so Vinda and Sammy holding onto her main weapon outside the arena wasn't too much of a setback. Bit of sizzle there, I guess, but I'm still not telling you the plan.
What the hell are they holding?
Katas did some leaping around on the floating rocks and debris.
Wait, are those 2 walking with you? Waru, those 2... You know what? I am just gonna sit back, hear out your plan, and see just what you're actually planning, man. Because I am expecting you to use all 30 orbs in one fight.
Pretending she was trying to land a blow on Niseko. Soon, we started seeing some littles skulking around and climbing up out of the magma. So we all turned our attention to them and started trying to stay away from each other. I didn't know how long Ludum would stay distracted for, but hopefully long enough for Vinda and Sammy to get into position. The floating platforms with everyone up above watching were far enough away that unless I stopped and stared, it was hard to tell who anyone was. They were going to have to give us a signal of some kind. I was absolutely smoking this magma golem looking little, and the headmistress jump-scared us by yelling something about Alsaya before she was cut off by one of the Archons. We didn't hear what she said after that in our arena, so we just kept going. A few other fiery little...
Well, there it is, just like we all knew it. He used 1, he used 2, now he's using all 3.
...tried to pile on me. One looked like Incineroar from Pokemon, another looked like some Digimon whose name I forget, and one even looked like a Bionicle, which was a deep cut I didn't expect. Luckily, Katas darted in and distracted some of the smaller ones so I could focus on the big golem guy. I quickly snatched my strength and durability orb to use at the same time as my flight orb. I darted to the other side of the golem, and before the lumbering matchstick could turn around, I snatched its stumpy leg and flew straight up. It was a bit heavy even for me, but I used my upward momentum to swing it over my head and hurl it right back down into the ground.
Now, is that the Bionicle one or the Digimon one?
Cracked the earth and exploded into stone and lava.
I wish I could see it.
There was some distant cheering. I looked up and saw my score jump up to 3. Unfortunately, that also prompted Ludum to focus on me. Her voice echoed into our arena. She was clearly ticked off by whatever had just happened in another arena with Alsaya. Waru, what are you doing wasting time on littles for? There are some perfectly frail little Tahe whelps for you to eviscerate. I tried to play along. What, you want me smoking that Insecto kid already? Figured you want the punk who took your arm to suffer a little against the littles first.
Yeah,
I go after her and she'll be a smear on the dirt before you get to have any fun with her. Some of her anger slipped away. That is a very good point, but that doesn't mean you should avoid the glowing little bird brat. I'm giving you an opportunity to avenge your realm, and you should not let it go to waste. Do your mother, Clarissa Umarek, proud. I didn't get what she was talking about, but then noticed that the Zenith kid had frozen in place. This mini Rodan-looking little he was flapping around with tackled him, and he fell from the sky, just barely catching himself a few feet off the ground near me. I stared at
You guys
him.
gotta be paying attention.
Why would killing you avenge anything? My world was taken out by one of the Archons. So, super fun that you invited them along, by the way, Ludum.
Yeah.
I knew I shouldn't antagonize her
good
until we
going.
were out of here, but I was feeling a bit more confident as I saw a platform float just under Ludum's. With 2 figures on it, I was pretty confident I recognized.
Yes?
Eldrorok may have slain your world, but before that, your poor, dear mother was slain by someone who wants to pretend he's a hero. Ludum tapped some buttons on
That could literally be anyone. Come on.
her control platform, and some hologram screens appeared between me and Zenith. They showed different angles of Clarissa, my mom in this life, fighting this Zenith kid. He made a big glowing...
Oh, okay. Okay, that is why Sue was saying that. I knew it had to involve him in some way, but come on. I haven't been keeping up with a lot of this stuff.
blade, and
I'm
he
late.
chopped her leg off. She started screaming in pain, then he finished her off. The image just disappeared, and I was just staring down at Zenith, whose lip was trembling. That was... Waru, I swear, I didn't want to. Ludum didn't give me a choice. Clarissa was trying to kill me, I guess to get home to you. I was just trying to
Yikes.
defend myself. Ludum cut in. Is that what defending yourself looks like? Carving limbs off and slaughtering a hero who is simply trying to return home to her family?
Hey, you're the one that put them in the frickin' death arena, so yeah, technically, it is still self-defense. They wouldn't have had to fight to kill each other if you weren't so death arena obsessed.
The image flashed through my head once again of my dad, the king, sitting on his throne, quietly crying. No idea what happened to his wife. To my mom. Even if I hadn't cared much about my parents in this life, I could feel fury building in my gut. I'd had it. I kept staring down at Zenith as
I mean,
I
they all
said,
still your family.
you know, it
Just
really just
this family.
continues to astound me what a colossal, utter moron you are, Ludum. Excuse me?
Yes!
No,
Yes!
seriously, it's almost impressive
Piss her off!
for someone as dumb as you to have survived this long. You show me footage of a mom that you already know I don't really care much about getting killed by a Tahe kid in one of your death arenas where I already know you force
Yes.
people to fight to the death, and you think I'm gonna ice the Zenith kid because he was fighting for his life? Did you really think
yeah.
an Iron Man Winter Soldier, I don't care he killed my mom baloney moment was gonna go down here? I don't care what the footage showed.
Oh my god, I just realized Waru actually kind of is a Bucky Barnes interpretation. And I had a feeling about it, but I didn't actually connect it. I mean, the main thing that really should have made obvious is this. Is he pretty much has a red star on the same shoulder that Bucky had replaced with that metal arm. Hold on, I gotta get confirmation on that. Okay, I googled it and it looks like Bucky's was actually on the right arm and Waru's is on the left arm. So, yeah, he is in a way meant to parallel Bucky Barnes. So
You killed
nice.
my mom. And I may not have cared as much about her as my mom from my last life, but lots of people did care about her. The king cared about her. So this one is for him and her. I snatched my
Yes.
third orb
Yes.
and activated all 3 of my powers.
Yes!
My body instinctively rose off the ground and lava from a pool nearby burst around me, as did a huge surge of wind and crazy glowing anime-style energy.
Super
Made me think
Saiyan.
maybe I've been wrong about the kind of story I've been reincarnated into. I felt like every inch of my body was both shrieking that this was too much, and yet also saying, hell yeah, it's about time.
Oh yeah! Finally, Ultimate War. Alright, what's up next?
I knew there was a barrier somewhere above the arena to keep us in, but I flew straight towards
An
Ludum
unexpected
anyway.
challenge zone.
I got closer than I
Nice.
expected before I smashed against a force field, but I wasn't going to let that stop me. I shoved into it with all my might and fired energy out of every inch of my body against it. I could feel it moving. I was denting it. I just had to
Nice.
keep going. I thrust with all the flight power I had, pushed with all my strength, and blasted all the
Keep it
energy
up.
I could. I needed to get to Ludum. I needed to tear her apart for everyone in this arena and for the people from my world who lost their queen because of her. I pushed and pushed and pushed, and it didn't break.
Damn it.
I felt my powers starting to
kind of
weaken.
tough.
I couldn't hold on to all 3 anymore. I tried one last furious shove, then my strength and energy orbs leapt out of my body, and I floated just beneath the barrier,
Damn
unable to
it.
get through. The pink bug-like Archon
Fine.
chuckled.
Fine.
Oh, I feel bad now that we helped fortify the...
Two things. One, is this a Goku Ludum? And two, what, really, Archon? You just had to help reinforce the barrier? Of course you did. And, you couldn't let anything go as planned. Damn it.
barrier. His passion was delicious. It would
Screw
have been
you.
fun to see him get through.
Ludum roared.
It would have meant nothing, as he could not have defeated me anyhow.
Okay, that's not a Ludum, but that is a Goku.
Ow. The TV-headed one, Psychoparadilic, chuckled.
So, should we let him through then? Could up the entertainment value to see you two duking it out. Maybe we could have you be his final boss instead of the Tahe headmistress.
Yes.
Never! What happened to not changing rules, Archon? He will die in that arena! Waru, you traitorous urchin! You think there is any way you're getting out of that arena alive now? Then you
Well,
are...
I do think that.
Oh.
I may have still
Ooh.
been beneath the barrier, but I was also close enough to the platform below Ludum to see Vinda and Sammy standing on it. I could also see a familiar weapon stuck to the bottom of the platform with Sammy's goop. I
Yes.
couldn't conceal my grin
Yes.
as I said to Ludum, and I think I'm getting out of here a lot sooner than you think. I winked, as if to her, but it was really a signal to Sammy. He snatched Katasa's Starblade off the bottom of the platform and handed it to Vinda.
Here we
With
go.
her tail, she hurled it at incredible speed right up to soar in front of Ludum's platform. I looked down to make sure Katasa had seen, and she'd already vanished in a puff of white smoke. I looked
Yes.
back up to see her appearing
Yes.
on the other side of the barrier, soaring up with her weapon right towards Ludum. Ludum leaned over her control platform in confusion. Her neck was right in the path of Katasa's blade. I wanted to hear that slice so badly.
Yes. Please.
Katasa's body was stopped in midair as the arm of the big kaiju-like Archon had reached down and snatched her.
Power looks familiar.
He
Uh-oh.
pulled Katasa away from Ludum and held her in front of his face.
Seeing you closer, you're a little god queller, aren't you?
Whoops.
Katasa
That's not the
ignored him
bag.
and hurled her blade at Ludum. Unfortunately, one of Psychoparadilic's tendrils shot up and stuck right through the middle, keeping the weapon away from Ludum.
You know, it's pretty rude you making us protect Ludum like this, but this show is long from over and I haven't seen nearly enough child endangerment yet.
Oh,
I am
yeah,
curious
Psycho.
though, are you really one of Phonemo's descendants?
Katas teleported out of the Kaiju Archon's
Oof.
hand right to her weapon and tried to rip it free from Psychoparadilic's tendril.
I am Tole Phonemo, and I will slay Eloise Ludum.
Oh,
Then
oh.
I will tell my grandparents, Mythil and Ortis Phonemo, everything I've learned of what you Archons are doing to the multiverse, and I will lead them in a charge to slaughter you all.
Kaiju Grex leaned
Oh, yeah.
So they don't know what we're up to yet, then. Good.
Psycho waved one of his forehands dismissively.
Yeah, good to know. Explains why they haven't come after us yet. But if you want to pull off an attack on us like that, little god queller, you're gonna have to make it through this party first.
The Archon thrust his tentacle out with her on it, then rapidly retracted it. Tale, now holding her Starblade, started falling towards the top of the barrier. She tried hurling her Starblade towards Ludum again, but
Hey, I wonder, if something were to land on top of the barrier, would they fall through or land on it? I know I questioned it as landing on it, but still. Like, is it completely solid through and through? Like you can't go out, but nothing can go in? Or can stuff go in and nothing get out?
Psycho batted it right back towards the ground with one of his tendrils. Ludum furiously hit some buttons on her platform.
Ah, Phonemo, in my school? Well, that is just peachy. Vinda, Sammy, congratulations! Your application to participate in this little soiree has been accepted.
Sammy and Vinda's platform suddenly crumbled to dust
Oh,
and
crap.
they started falling too. All of them fell right through the barrier. I caught Katas, but was
Okay,
too
that was my
drained to
answer.
grab the others. Thankfully, Zenith and Niseko clearly got that these guys were on our side now, and they flew over to grab them and carry them to the ground. I guess I can explain the plan now that it failed. The more insane Ludum became over the last few weeks, making more and more of us fearsome fighters go up against literal death traps to train, the more kids started getting on the fence about whether the school was worth attending.
Yeah,
Knowing
that
we'd be sent
explains
to the
Sammy
Little
and the
Lands if we
other.
tried fleeing made things worse. Vinda and Sammy may be pretty slimy, but even they didn't like waking up every day knowing Ludum may have snapped a little bit more and been ready to gut them just to push some of the tougher kids to get better. I talked them around to helping me take down Ludum, and Katas agreed to give them her weapon so that, if
Figured.
anything went wrong, from the crowd they could be ready to toss the Starblade at Ludum, knowing Katas, Tale, could teleport to it and hopefully use her portable pocket dimension to trap Ludum. Or, just cut
so
her head off.
close.
I know I was supposed to carry that portable pocket dimension thing around for the original Tahe plan, but like I said, I was pretty confident that one wasn't going to work out.
Yeah,
Tale knew
which
there
is
was a good chance of that
unfortunate.
too. She and I still didn't see eye to eye on everything, but we'd gotten close enough over the last couple months that I had even ended up telling her about my whole past life deal. Thought she might think I was nuts, but turns out her life has been pretty jam-packed with things that are nuts as it is.
Well, yeah.
It was nice.
I mean, when you're the granddaughter of a god queller and a man who pretty much became a god, yeah, no, it would pretty much just kind of tell you, shit's gone crazy.
Having somebody know made me feel like, someone here actually knew me for real. Anyway, so much for my plan, and now I'd incurred Ludum's wrath. But honestly, I was kinda into it. It was nice not having to pretend that I was on that nutjob side. There were still
Yeah,
littles
you can
around us, but
finally
I
let
figured since we
loose.
could all work together now, we'd make pretty quick work of them. But then a new figure emerged from one of the lava pools, and this one wasn't a Ludum. Ludum yelled.
These irksome
Ooh.
Archons may be opposed to me changing the rules mid-game, but I did ensure to place in a few curveballs for a situation like this. If any of
Okay.
my students betrayed me, they'd then be targeted by one of their own professors.
He cracked his
Oh.
knuckles, and as he did, all the lava burst off him and
Okay.
fizzled away. Professor Kesar Kekuat sneered. Time to teach you one last lesson, Waru. That being, no matter how hard you train and how tough you get, there will always be someone tougher than you out there. The others all read it
Damn.
up like we were in this together, but I wasn't having it. You all handle the littles. Vinda, Sammy, play nice with the Tahe kids. I'm gonna take down Kekuat alone. The others were hesitant, but
I do have a feeling that, yeah, this guy is meant to be heavily Goku inspired, because even the last name is surprisingly close to Goku's original Saiyan name of Kakarot.
littles were coming in fast, so Vinda, Sammy, and Niseko sprang into battle. Zenith hung behind for a second and said, I really am sorry, Waru. Clarissa didn't deserve me killing her like that.
Hey man, you're not the
I
blade.
shrugged. It was
Ludo
a fight
wins.
for survival and you wanted to live. You didn't do anything I wouldn't have done. I got no grudge against you, and I bet Clarissa wouldn't either. You want to avenge her death? Help us get out of here and take out
Yeah.
Ludum. The sap looked like he was about to cry, but he nodded and shot off into a fight. Then Tale was the only one who remained next to me.
Are you facing Kekuat alone because you want to protect us, or do you just want the glory of killing him for yourself?
Who says it
I
can't be
grinned.
both?
Can it be a bit of both?
Ah,
She
exactly.
grinned back, then, completely unexpectedly, she grabbed my shirt, pulled me down, and kissed me.
Whoa!
That pink Romillisect Archon said.
Yeah, we kind of knew that was going to happen. It's been building up. There were hints of it. There were literally hints that all of us picked up, and we knew it was going to happen. We just weren't sure it was going to happen when. And yeah, happening in the middle of the Death Arena. Why, isn't that just perfect for the Fanima family? Always confessing your feelings and love in the midst of a great war when anyone could die.
Oh, delicious! A first kiss before he takes his last breath. What a beautifully tragic moment this will be.
Oh
We
god.
both ignored her. Tale then pushed me back and patted my chest twice.
I'm glad you've proven just how wrong I initially was about you, Umarek. It will be an honor to fight with you in the future, after you slaughter this maniac. But don't be afraid.
Actually, quick question again. How old is Waru? Because the Fanima girl is, what, 32, 36 or something? And so, I know Waru was 25 in his last life before the reincarnation, but his current body, how old is that? Because that brings into questions of how would romance work? I mean, she looks young, but she's like 32. He looks young, but he was 25 before his death. So, yeah, major question. And how does any of that work? Does anyone know? Let me know down in the comments below.
To call him back up if you need it.
I didn't have anything cool to say coming to mind, so I just nodded. I guess I should have seen that kiss coming. What would a young adult novel be without one person hating someone that they eventually end up falling for?
Enemies to lovers.
But, for once, I kind of approved of the trope.
So yeah, we do have a Goku heel. But probably one that was more like Vegeta. Alright, last up.
I was not aware that I was being brought into the non-canonical advertising realm today. Is there anyone else here to help me in the promotion of the latest Popcross Studios novel,
Yep.
Fear of the Demon Hunters?
Coppery.
I'm here as well, Dresden. Fitting considering we both played roles in how this tale unfolded, though we've yet to have a canonical conversation
Oh,
with one another.
there we go.
Both true, though your role in this story was significantly more important than mine. Larger, but I would
yeah.
hesitate to say more important. Your
mean, you
own
both are
redemption
key
arc laid the
figures.
groundwork to inspire the redemption that occurs in this tale through multiple characters as they struggle to face demons both external and internal. I appreciate that, and would like
mental
to
demons.
compliment your eloquence in how you stated it. Your compliment back is also appreciated. We really should have a canonical conversation sometime, not revolving around
I mean, to be honest, you guys literally have almost the exact same voice. Yeah, your accents are a little different, but yeah, it's almost like you guys are talking to yourself.
the promotion of a novel or coloring book. Which, by the way, the Popcross Demons coloring book has images right out of Fear of the Demon Hunters,
Yep,
if you'd
like
like
that
to
one.
color some of the artwork yourself. Yes, the novel also includes an exclusive bonus chapter and episode that you gain access to by purchasing the paperback or ebook editions. The link is at the end of chapter 7 inside. Quite true.
Very useful.
Now, while I'd love to continue to chat, I believe we should return the audience to today's tale at hand. Indeed.
Yes,
So
that
long,
would be
Coppery.
wise. Thank you, guys.
Tale sprang off into her own little battle, and I readied up to fight
it's
Kekawat.
Tale.
I'd only caught glimpses of what he could do, but I had a pretty good idea of what his powers were.
Oh,
Spiky
my
banana
mistake.
hair like that, a name that basically sounds like Kakarot. This dude definitely had some Super Saiyan type abilities.
Completely. It was
So
obvious
did
by the
I.
hell.
How many points am I gonna rack up when I kill you, Kekawat? Am I going straight to the final boss when I smoke you? Kekawat started floating off the ground and his body began glowing blue. You would get 10 points if you could take me out, but that ain't happening, kid.
Only 10
You ain't
points?
got it in you. I know your power
Fine.
level. I grabbed my strength and durability orb, activating it along with my speed. Yeah? What's your power level? Over 9,000? Don't know what that means, but it's well over your level, punk. I'll make this quick. He shot towards me so fast that if I blinked, I would have missed it. I tried to dodge, but his fist smoked
I actually do wonder how those scandals would work in this realm.
me right in
Or
the forehead and I
any of
flipped
them
backwards.
realms.
I bounced off the ground, but then stopped in midair. He instantly came at me again, but this time I slipped my head to the side, and his fist passed me. I grabbed him by the neck and tried to hurl him into the ground, but he grabbed my arm, ripped it off him, then headbutted me in the nose so hard that I slammed into the ground.
Damn!
Next thing I felt was a fist driving into my stomach so hard I thought I was gonna barf. Another fist
Oh.
came down, but I caught it, just for him to spin around and kick me in the head, sending me spiraling across the arena. Once
Yeah, we
again,
gotta
I
go
stopped
for
in
Vegeta
midair,
here.
but instead of him flying at
I could literally just say we gotta go Cheetah here. I keep forgetting those Fusion and Dragon Ball.
me, a beam that I'm not even gonna pretend is legally distinct from a Kamehameha exploded into me and sent me soaring.
Yeah, energy beams are very, very common. The only thing that would be different would just be the name. You got energy beam, total wave, Kamehameha, repulsor blast for Iron Man, and literally energy beams are so common. Just change the name, make it anything.
Back until I smashed into the wall of the arena.
Fist of
It
the
was
Beast
at
King
that
from
moment
Digimon
that I
technically.
realized I might have underestimated this guy.
No
I
shit.
wanted to wait, but I knew that wasn't an option. I grabbed my third ability orb and my body went full power again. Hadn't noticed it before, but my own hair went sort of Super Saiyan looking too. I didn't know how long I could hold it, so I shot through the air to meet Kekawat, who was coming right at me. I thrust my hand forward and fired my own energy beam. He dodged aside and threw a fist at my face. I thrust my other hand up beneath it and shot another beam, hitting his arm way off course. I tackled my
Oh,
shoulder
yes.
right into his stomach, then aimed down and slammed him into the ground, soaring forwards and grinding his back against the stone. He swung a fist up under me and slammed my stomach again. I'd tensed to prepare for it, but
Oh.
it still hurt. I spun upwards, and before I could recover, he flew up and smashed a foot into my chin, sending me spiraling some more, until I slammed into the barrier. That halted me fast enough to see a barrage of energy bolts soaring at me. I flew
Oh,
out of the
crap.
way and
It's a
fired a
Gala gun.
double-handed beam right for him. He tried to dodge aside, but It still clipped his shoulder and made him spin out. I took that shot to fly at him full force. I even shot beams backwards to propel me forward faster. I felt the sound barrier burst around me just before I slammed my body into him and drove him into
His eardrums are definitely going to be ringing from that.
the ground so hard it made my entire body quake, along with the earth around us. I didn't let up. I smashed my fists over and over and over and over and over again into his head. I really felt like I was getting somewhere, but I was also getting more and more drained as well. I couldn't hold all 3 powers in much longer. I threw down my hands and shot a beam right into his chest. It was bright enough to blind me and almost sent me flying back. I wanted to keep going, but out of my control, my energy and flight orbs leapt out of my body. The beam stopped. As my vision cleared, I just stared down at him. He wasn't looking good, but he was awake.
Oh,
Not
he's
bad,
alive.
punk, but not good enough. He smashed a lightning-fast fist into my head and sent me hurtling back. I rolled across the ground to a stop. I wanted to leap up, but barely pushed myself off the ground. He was already on his feet and marching towards me again. I didn't know what to do.
Waru.
I felt like I could maybe call my abilities in again, but I was getting more and more drained, and we still needed to take out Ludum. Not to mention the little Conus still waiting in the wings that I may have to go up against now that I was essentially on the Maverick side. Either way, this wasn't the final fight of the day. I couldn't toast myself here. I didn't know how long I could handle using my full powers, but then an idea hit me that I'm astounded I hadn't thought of earlier.
Putting the power in someone else? I mean, that is an idea, but even I would assume that the powers wouldn't be allowed to enter another person's body, since they were all your ability. But I guess if you have a close enough bond with that person, maybe you would be able to loan them the power? Well, kind of like when Deku shells all for one with Bakugo, creating a two-for-all.
Well, actually, I guess it kinda makes sense. I wasn't exactly big on thinking about other people before. Tale, you better not think less of me for this, but I need that backup after all. I hadn't even looked around to see where she was when her Starblade struck the ground next to me and she teleported to it.
No shame in needing a hand from a more experienced warrior, Waru.
She pulled me to my feet in an instant.
So, how shall we handle this?
I think you're actually gonna handle this yourself, but hopefully with a significant upgrade. I let my strength and durability orb fly out of me, leaving me with no active powers. I can only handle these 3 powers at once for a short period of time, but maybe a God Queller can use them longer. I guided my orbs to float right in front of her. She realized what I was doing and looked me in the eyes excitedly.
Will this work?
I shrugged.
That's my question.
One way to find out. I thrust all of them into her chest, and white mist exploded from her so forcefully that I was knocked back off my feet to the ground again. Hurts a lot more hitting the ground without my powers active.
Oh, I bet.
When the dust cleared,
You're
I
kind of
saw
human right
one
now.
of the coolest sights I'd ever seen. Copyright issues be darned, there was nothing more fitting to call what I saw there than Super Saiyan Tale. Her braid had burst from her hair and turned into glowing white spikes, and she was floating with a swirling aura around her. Kekuat looked surprised but kept coming. He leapt off the ground,
Well,
but
there
moving
we
so
go.
fast I didn't even see her throw it.
Waru's powers can indeed be shared with others. Downside though, it leaves him vulnerable. Because, he has nothing to defend himself with.
Tale's starblade impaled into Kekuat's shoulder. Tale clenched her fists and dozens of white smoking blades appeared around her, then shot towards Kekuat like guided missiles. With her weapon still lodged in his arm, he tried to dodge around all the projectiles, but was still pelted with a bunch of them. He fired a one-handed beam towards Tale, but before it reached her, she teleported to her weapon and ripped it from Kekuat's arm. Before he could even shriek in pain, she smashed her fist into his chest, and he rocketed into the ground. Before the dust had even cleared, she hurled her blade down to him. It didn't hit him, but instead, 2 parts of the blade impaled the ground on either side of his neck, pinning him. Tale then soared down and slammed her foot into his chest.
You may not be my true target, but I accept the glory that comes from slaying a child-torturing fiend like you, Kekuat, and I'm going to enjoy it.
She grabbed her blade and swiped it to the side. Blood splattered the ground, and her professor's head rolled free from his body. I cheered Tale on, but she instantly soared over to me, nearly tackling me.
Alright, that was fun, but get these out of me. I feel as though my heart is going to explode.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I instantly
get
called my
used to
energies
it.
out. She dropped to her feet and her hair fluttered down over her shoulders as she panted in excited exhaustion.
That was brilliant, Waru.
Awesome.
Good. We'll have to try it again once we're out of here and can get face to face with our delightful headmistress, I said, hoping Ludum was listening. Katasa's score jumped up to 14, added on to 2 littles she'd killed earlier, but as her score rose, Ludum yelled.
You may have killed Kekuat, but you are not escaping this arena with your lives.
Bring
You
it
will
on.
die for our entertainment, and that is all your lives will amount to. A spectacle for my bravest amusement.
I chuckled. Yeah, sure. If you believed that, you probably wouldn't sound so terrified.
Yeah.
It was kind of infuriating that my escape plan hadn't worked, despite me keeping it a secret, but ultimately, I knew it was okay.
Yeah, it was a
Everything
long
wasn't going to
shot.
plan, but it was still going pretty fantastically well, all things considered. Even if I hadn't gotten to land the final blow in that big fight, helping Tale do it almost made it feel even better. Ugh, I'm becoming such a softie, it's gross.
Oh, come
Anyway,
on, get over
even
it.
if I didn't love falling
Don't
back
be
to
a
him for our
softscape.
escape plan, I knew somewhere that new kid, Alex, had our back. See, since Ludum was busy focusing on us, I knew she hadn't been paying attention to what was going on off-screen.
Ooh, can't wait to see what's going on with this Alex kid. This is gonna be great!
He cracked his knuckles, and as he did, all the larva,
Oh.
all that larva burned right off him. Indeed. So long, Coppery. Couple of dry boys. Just some dry boys having a nice chat.
Excuse me?
What the?
Yeah, Gad, what? Oh, no.
If there's one thing about this business that you have to be true about, it's that you can always have fun. And you must have fun.
Oh, oh,
Okay, come on. She shrieked.
oh.
If you're enjoying the Trismegistus Academy and you haven't checked out all my other series, you might want
Sorry.
to jump into something like Starseed Psyche or maybe Mytholethal. Both of those are up on both YouTube and Spotify, so you could listen to them while you walk around or whatever. But besides that, that's all for today, except of course for ending this video on some kind of positive or inspiring note. And the thought I want to leave people with today is a quote I read this week from Rumi, which really hit
Oh.
me, which said, "If everything around you seems dark, look again. You may be the light." I don't even think I want to explain what
I
that
like
means
that
to
one.
me. I just want to let it resonate to you however it does. I hope that's
Weirdly enough, I can actually agree with that saying because I have kind of been a golden light for a few friends of mine online. And I won't get into any details because it's not my right to share those stories and all. But anyway, that's going to be the end of today's video, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see all of y'all next time when we flick it back on. Until then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.